Never underestimate the power of being kind. All right, ladies, this is the final call. This week is the free webinar on the 7 key factors on how to take back control of your time and your parenting. Head on over to momisincontrol.com/join. This is practical strategy on how to feel in alignment with who you want to be in the world, how you show up as a mother, as a wife, as a sister, as a boss, employee, whoever you are. It's possible, and there is a strategy to making it happen. But if you don't register, you won't know. I'm not sharing this information anywhere else. So head on over to momisincontrol.com/join. Hey ladies, I'm back. Another day, another interesting podcast. So today I wanted to talk about an interaction that I witnessed at the bank the other day between two young men. And it really warmed my heart, but it also reminded me on the power of compassion and seeing everybody equally, and also understanding that behavior is a language, and how one person shows up in their life is a reaction or a projection of their inner world. And when I'm working with women and speaking around the globe, talking about, understanding our children's behavior and seeing it as a language, we have to realize that we can't take anything personal, anything ever personal. And the more emotional intelligence that we gain in our lives, the more we can see and understand other people and meet them where they're at. So let me give you an example. I walked into the bank the other day. I felt like I didn't feel awesome. I think I just came from the gym and I was just hoping and praying that I wouldn't see anybody that I knew, because I just felt like a bag of poop. And there was this guy in front of me, a few people in front of me, and I could just tell by the way he showed up that he felt defeated. And he had headphones on, like big headphones, like Beats headphones on, and he was listening to something, and he wasn't interacting with anyone. And just the way he was dressed, I'm like, buddy, I got you. I totally understand where you're coming from. But he showed up powerless. And he got up to the teller, and it was probably somebody of equal age. And I would say they were about mid-20s. And so the guy that worked at the bank was younger, a polished guy, but you could tell he cared about this person. And he started the conversation simply as like, how's your day going? And of course, I'm eavesdropping. I can hear the conversation. And the gentleman that was standing there with his headphones on was like, it's not going well. I'm having a really, really bad day. And he didn't ask him, why is it going bad? He didn't ask him any of that and get into his personal stuff, but he kept him engaged in the conversation. So instead of shutting down and saying, oh, sorry to hear that, and then just keep moving on, he kept asking him, there's this sports game on, there's this. But I could tell that the teller was trying to engage him in not only like-minded conversation, but something that would lift him up. It was like he brought just through conversation and connection, he brought the conversation from this guy pretty much, from my perspective, reading this man's behavior, I just got the vibe like he did not know his reason for existing that day. And his energy was very, very low, almost where my spidey sense was kind of like, there's a red flag right there. Like I was concerned for that dude's mental health. And yeah, this guy just like kept bringing him up, and he was just engaging in conversation. And then he was like trying to find like the little silver lining and, pointing out the good things. And he kept him engaged. And for whatever reason, like he had to stand at the teller a little bit longer, and he just kept talking to him. And then I went to my teller, and I was doing my thing at the teller. And we both walked out of the the bank at the exact same time, and I walked out before him. And so I kind of, I was facing out of the bank, but I kept the door open kind of like for him, and did like a, when you keep the door open for the other person, but you're not looking at the person. And so I let go of the door at the point where, he could have grabbed the door himself. And he goes, "Oh, my shoulder." And I knew I didn't hit his shoulder. And I thought, oh God, what did I do? And I turn around and he had this huge smile on his face. And he was like, "I'm just kidding. You didn't hurt me." He's like, "Have a beautiful day." And I smiled too, because I was like, I didn't hurt him. And I thought he was joking. So I laughed, right? And I was just like, holy crap, that man's energy was completely different than what it was when we've both walked into the bank. And so I was thinking about it's been a few days now, about the power of a beautiful conversation and the impact that you can make. And so I want to give you this. Understand that we have purpose and meaning in our lives. Too often, we are in this all or nothing mentality. All or nothing meaning I need to find my purpose. I need to start a business. I need to, quit my job and run away. I need to get a divorce. I need to, I just need to run away and get rid of it all and start from scratch. But understand that your energy matters and that you can make a big impact in the world. That even if you are having a shit day, and who knows what this bank teller was thinking, right? Who knows how his day started? Who knows his history? But doing something that he needed to do on a daily basis, which was go in and work at the bank, he made an impact in this man's life just by having an interaction with him. He didn't have to go volunteer in Haiti. He didn't have to, quit his job and move to Bali. He didn't have to, do this all or nothing. All he had to do was show up in that moment for this man that was in front of him and make a difference in his life. He had to be of service. That's all he had to do. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this, one, because I think we overcomplicate life in general. And I hear this from so many women. And as women, we're nurturers. We want to nurture and support our children. We want to nurture our partners. We want to nurture our family. We want to nurture our friends and everybody else around us. And we're giving from such a lack place where we're over giving. But think about this man in this situation. He literally just had to be of service in that moment. He didn't have to do anything after that conversation with the man. He didn't have to do anything before. It was just being present in that moment for that conversation, and then he moved on with his day. And I think if we did more of this in our lives, we're going to feel that connection in our partnerships. We're going to feel that connection with our children. What if your child, now listen to me here, because you might not understand what I'm saying at first. And I've said it before, but you might hear it in a different situation right now. What if your child was that man with the headphones? What if your child is that reserved person? What if your child is that, person that's questioning their life purpose, or they're just miserable, or maybe they're angry, or maybe they, they're always the one that gets picked on. Who knows? And instead of you being triggered and going, oh, what did I do wrong? Oh my God, I got to save him. What do? I got to rescue this person. What if you were just present? What if you actually saw your child for who they are today? What if you didn't try to fix everybody and you just fucking heard them and you listened to them? What if you laugh with them? And if that was your purpose in that day, in that moment, that's all you need to be. What if people felt better when they left your energy? What if people felt better being in your circle? What if just by being you and asking people, how's the weather today? Tell me about your favorite book. What if you just listen to somebody without trying to respond? What if you just listen to somebody without trying to fix them? I wanted to share this story because I was watching and observing. Everywhere I go, I'm always watching people. But I was watching this man and I was thinking, damn, he's having a bad day. And then his interaction from the second I walked in, observing him, to the second we walked out together, I thought, he left the bank lighter because somebody engaged in a natural conversation, because somebody cared, because somebody took the time and just asked a few additional questions. Tell me more. Tell me more. No, you're not going to get off the hook just telling me you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Tell me more. Tell me more. So when someone says to me, self-care is selfish, creating space for myself is selfish. What if I told you the more space you create for yourself, the more you tap into your desires, the more you say, I want to go for a walk, I want a bubble bath, I want to read a book, I want to take a nap, I want to go on a vacation, I want to salsa dance, I want to dye my hair, I want to get new clothes, I want fucking freedom. And the more you gave yourself permission to do that, the more you can be the bank teller. The more you can be present for other people and change their lives. Think about it. Are you secretly hoping your child does as you say and not as you do? Well, guess what? I've teamed up with Big Life Journal to help give your children the tools and strategies they need to live their big life. Their growth mindset journals empower children to face challenges head on, think positive, and embrace mistakes. You can also check out their printables and growth mindset activity cards. It doesn't matter if your child is a toddler or entering high school. Discover how to live in a growth mindset is a lifelong skill we all can learn about. Head on over to momisincontrol.com/big life. And when you use the promo code MIIC until June, you'll get 10% off all your purchases. That's momisincontrol.com/big life, promo code MIIC.